But yeah, this is like it's. I just love the fact this is created by a Chinese company, and the people who translate it into English are Russian.
That's really epic.
It's not as epic as the Epic Games launcher.
Tadhg, get it shut down. Tadhg, cancel it. Tadhg.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh shit! My bad.
Shut the hell up.
I started recording, by the way. So.
Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for every meal, or just eat it all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
Oh
yeah.
Hello, children. Welcome back to your favorite God-honoring podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the Old Testament.
Oh, actually, I have the New Testament.
Jesus was a punk-ass bitch.
Yeah,
I have the New Testament.
Yeah, can you read us a couple Bible verses?
I can. Yeah. Hold on.
Yo, what's your favorite Bible quote?
There we go. Here we go.
Yo, Banjo, what's your favorite Bible quote off by heart?
Oh man, thou shalt not skateboard if skate. Yeah, I'll get something eventually. I'll think of something.
Thou shalt not skateboard during the hours of the witching hour in the nearest a shopping centre, unless one shall summon thee.
Connor, I like that. You kind of permanently sound like you're doing that funny Discord thing where you get really close to the mic.
Yeah, no, I just my voice is like that. My voice is a shitty, overused joke. And I just want you all to appreciate that because I sure as hell don't.
So you got a couple Bible verses, Tadhg, or?
I've got some Bible verses.
Dude, you should notice how hard though. Dude, fake fan, I can't believe it. Fake fan.
Shut up. Leave me alone.
You're a fake Jesus fan.
Yeah, what the hell, bro?
Dude, Jesus Christ, he supports alcoholism because he turned water into wine.
Don't talk trash about Jesus.
Dude, Jesus is gonna come for you, bro.
Dude, Jesus is gonna knock on my door and have a couple questions from my parents.
I'm gonna leave. I'm out of here. See ya.
Oh wait, also, I should, I was thinking about it. People who come across in like a casual thing, which aren't many, are like these things probably don't know who we are, like because we never introduce anyone, so they don't know which voice to assign with what. So I'm gonna introduce us real quick. I'm Banjo. I have the red hair.
Dude, it's only a couple more weeks until Kick It Ginger Day, dude. It's not that long.
Nice.
Hey guys, Creepy Cat here, 666 here.
Dude, it's Creepy Cat 666, acclaimed masterpiece maker in the creepypasta reading genre, who has 3 subscribers.
Yeah, that's...
all his mom's alt accounts.
Leave.
Yeah, I think it's like 7 or something.
Yeah, 7.
It's
yeah, boy.
Creepy Cat, also known as Tadhg, and then we have Connor as well.
Yo, check out my webcomic coming out in like 12 years.
Alright, cool. Now that we've established that.
So anyway, patriarchy or matriarchy?
Preferably neither.
No, you have to choose one. That's how it works. You can't be a bitch. Patriarchy or matriarchy? Which one's better?
The patriarchy's pretty shit.
But
Patriarchy or matriarchy?
Would you rather a matriarchy's better though?
Hold on.
Because I mean, because
recording time.
I guess it's the whole thing where it's like
It just depends on your BDSM fetish,
natural primal instinct between the 2 binary genders that are like determine how.
But no, that's bullshit. Just because Ben Shapiro says something.
Oh wait, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
No, you can't take back your statements ever. You can't.
Hold on,
you can't take back your statements ever. That's a rule.
We edit that
That's
out.
a rule. No, you can't take back your statements.
No,
if you said them when you were 5 years old and didn't understand what the N word was, you can't take it back. You are racist now.
Stop being such a damn.
I'll just
like. Dude, stop doing Mr. Doolittle.
I'll just blur out that
Frick
thing,
you.
but I'll leave in everything else.
You blur out the visuals.
Frick, heck, yeah.
You blur out the visuals.
Can you
Dude,
like?
hell yeah.
So, are you just like really close to your mic, Connor, or is that just
No.
a normal sound?
It's just normal sound. My mic is shit. I need to replace it.
I thought
I
you
need to
bought
get
a
a
Blue
cord.
Yeti.
I bought a Blue Yeti, but I need to get a thing for it. I need to get a cord because the cord broke because of my doggo.
Bro, you said that last step. They're not hard to find.
I'm poor, okay? I mean, not anymore, but
It's
like,
$3.
I'm. Yeah, I know. Shut up.
I should have got you one for your birthday.
I don't have a birthday.
You're right. I forgot. I forgot you
I
were
emerged.
born.
I emerged from the void on the 1st, and I demerge in, and I re-emerge into the ether on the December 21st.
Yeah, I forgot about you being all like ethereal and stuff.
Dude, if
About
you
how,
were
like,
a spirit,
how
I would
you
be the
don't
spirit
hate-
of games.
Because like how you don't exist like in our timeline and stuff.
Oh
I forgot
my
about
God.
that. So it's like 'cause-
Eh.
when you're born, it's kind of every day because it's like there's thousands of you being born every second. I forgot about that.
Guys,
Yeah.
I just realized something.
Basically,
passages from now
zucchini.
on, I read the Bible. But I read all the different versions, like the King James Version, New Testament, Old Testament, even the Book of Mormon. I just read all those things.
Dude, we got a Bible
Whose phone
otaku.
went off?
Not mine.
No text
I
getting
mean, I
mine
reckon
lost.
I could make some good videos.
What,
Some good
Bible
videos of
reading?
that shit.
Dude, hell yeah.
Bible reading.
No, Bible discussion, but it's treated like an anime.
Yeah, legit. I've actually gotten
Like
really
an
into
anime analysis of the Bible.
like the study of like religions and stuff, like theology, where you look at
Yeah,
different
theology's
religions,
cool.
'cause
That's a fact.
it's actually interesting, and I really want to get into it, even though it's not something I'm gonna do, but it's just like a little side thing I want to do.
Tadhg,
So I could
will
actually like
personally
make videos
come to
about it.
your
And that'd be
house
pretty.
if you don't turn your fucking notifications off. Anyways, continue.
The
Oh,
FFP
sorry.
humbly requests that when you're in public,
That you
that
retract
you
your
turn
wife.
your phone on silent. That's a PSA.
Yes.
Guys, phones on silent,
We
please.
at the FFP,
When-
I think I can for everyone claim that your life is forfeit.
The FFP states right here, right now, that when you go to see the Joker in
Your life is forfeit.
in
Turn your
theaters
fucking
now,
phone off when you see Joker, okay? Yeah?
turn.
You
Alright,
don't, I'll kill you.
dude, isn't it like? Imagine you get in the Joker and there's like 3 different people with guns, and they're like, you just
Yeah,
like
no, did you hear
they're
the
like waiting
controversy
for, like, the right
behind that?
time. So it's like which
Oh,
one's
it's
gonna
going to
shoot up
inspire
the
people to shoot people.
like which one's gonna shoot up the theater first, and they're like having a kind of competition between the 3 of them.
It's like chicken. That's the last one to
I
shoot
think
it,
that's so dumb. Like,
so nothing ever happens.
Well-
it's not just the movie that inspires people to go shoot people. It's also their mental health and their outlook on life. It's not just something they see a movie and go, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot everyone now." It's just yeah, they can be inspired by the movie to shoot people, but you still have to be mentally not okay. So you can't blame the movie for the reason they're shooting people.
Shut
You
the
have to blame
hell up.
mental health services and things like that. That they're the reasons people are doing that. But
They
even
just-
still, it can be unavoidable because Monkey Jones even said it about Elliot Rogers. Not even
Oh,
mental
wait,
health.
wait.
It's just
Are you?
we
unfortunate
talking
event.
about Monkey
Monkey
Jones?
Monkey Jones is the best example of what happens to someone with bad mental health. Look at him.
No, I was
He's
talking more
made-
about Elliot Roger. Like his
Yeah,
video on
true.
Elliot Roger was really good because it was him talking about how things like gun control, mental health, and all that, increasing mental health services, and stopping violence and things like that wouldn't have stopped what he did, or anything, because in the end it was more just he was
Yeah,
raised in a
dude.
horrible situation where people were just horrible to him and he was raised horribly. And sometimes things like that are they can be avoided, but it's just how do you avoid it? I mean, yeah, kick the gun out of his hand, but he could have just done the same thing with knives, because especially what he did, he could have easily, because his plan was to go into a frat house, kill a bunch of people, and that he could have done the same thing with a knife or a machete, just started cutting people up. So he didn't need a gun necessarily to do that.
I'm an advocate for putting power in people's hands.
What does that mean? What do you mean by
Yeah,
that?
explain.
Explain that, because I'm scared.
I am an advocate of, if you can get a license and own a gun, you can get a license and own a tank. but it's the difficulty of that license and proving that you deserve it is the difference between, say, I want all Americans to have guns all
Yeah, but
time.
that's just so
and advocate of
difficult.
power.
I get that though. The whole thing of
I
like
get it.
actual
Like-
I mean, personally, I would say that if we eliminate the whole like thing of it, there's no real need. I mean,
Like,
of course, if you
mine's
have
the complete
specific
opposite idea.
circumstance, but
Like with guns, I'm actually very on the bridge. I actually am not one of those people.
I believe that I'm
because I honestly don't like. Part of me goes, huh? But guns. I'm not gonna. This is
Well-
gonna sound bad, but guns are cool.
I mean,
Nah.
yeah.
I've shot several guns before. It was fun.
They're cool,
It's an
have-
enjoyable activity.
and they
have,
can
like, a-
protect you.
Yeah, well, I have like a my dad bought like a fake Glock. It's Glock branded, but it shoots like gel pellets. It's
A
pretty
BB
fun.
gun?
It's fun to use. It doesn't
just-
shoot BBs, but yeah,
It's just so hard when
same
they,
principle.
Basically.
when those guns get into the wrong hands.
There's basically three ways of looking at
Well,
it.
that's-
There's my way of looking at it, which is basically the middle. There's a way of looking at it that says, okay, if everyone has a gun, like everyone in the world, then having a gun means nothing. And there's nobody, so everyone should have the same amount of power. Nobody should have any power, and you need to you need to be capable of handling the amount of power that you have. Because I don't like, for example, we do that with cops. Like cops have to prove that they are deserving of holding a gun. Just in my opinion, the trial to become a cop is really fucking easy.
Yeah, well,
There's plenty of both of my parents have been nearly beaten to death by cops just because they found it funny, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cops. Well, that's the problem. Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
It's such a low standard.
wait, no, he said society. Let him talk, Connor.
Society. It's just-
Society.
society, guys.
Welcome back to Mansplaining Part 3.
Game and Man's.
Hey,
it's
leave me
coming
alone.
back.
Yeah, why is there only men on this podcast? This isn't good.
Michaela was gonna be a host, but she never showed up, so I kind of kicked her out.
Tut, tut,
I never
tut.
really told her though.
Oof.
I mean,
Because it went down from 8 hosts to 6 now.
Oh.
So
that's good though. There's more people to
well, it's
who actually
good,
show up.
but I don't think Aiden's gonna like ever show up on another episode. So he's just kind of there because he's here.
Yeah, I finally decided to come on one because I'm just like, yeah, why not?
I come on them all the time though.
Connor is a regular. Connor's
When are we gonna get Joe on the podcast?
Bruh, who's Joe?
Who's John Egbert?
Can we stop
Yeah,
doing
we're getting
that stuff
John
on
Egg.
every episode?
Yes, when are we getting John Egbert on the podcast?
Please stop. Anyway, to bring it back
No.
on gun licenses, I think the whole idea of like getting a license is I guess a good idea, but at that point you would have to prove why. You know, it shouldn't be a simple thing. It should be a very tedious thing. I feel like it should be difficult to obtain a gun license.
I feel like it should be difficult but not tedious.
I feel like yeah, I suppose.
Like,
If something's
maybe-
tedious, then you just need to put a lot of effort into it and you can get it.
I feel
Yeah,
like
It's just a shit ton of bureaucracy.
I feel like with with that type of testing and like making sure they're good enough, like it would have to be really rigorous and like constant checks and constant tests to make sure that person is in a position where they're not gonna, you know,
Yeah.
like even like every 4 months even. Like every
mental
3
health checks or
months they get
something.
checked. They get checks. They get like to make sure that they're, you know,
Yeah.
and they're gonna not use their firearm. Like it needs to be that rigorous because it can like it's a thing that can kill people. Like it's so easy. Like if you have a gun, one day you could just have one day you could just decide. Like humans aren't like that. They actually, it's like a human can't just wake up one morning and go, okay, I'm gonna fucking end all these people. Like something has to make yourself mentally insane to do that, or because
No, I wouldn't say you have to be insane to kill. I just
Well, no,
think you have to
Not
be a.
insane. You
Not
have to
necessarily
be mentally
sane,
ill
but
though.
I mean, like mentally, you don't actually have to be because they say murder is. I was talking to a friend, um, wink, wink. If
Hey, if you're listening to this, you look real cute.
Okay.
Shut
Alright.
the fuck up.
I was like,
Can
why'd
we
you
kick-
say that? And then I
hashtag
remembered
kick
the subject
tadhg.
on it.
Okay,
No,
and they
we'll kick
said-
tadhg, it's fine.
like, there's basically a whole thing on whether murderers are actually like born, like they're just born as like psychopaths who kill people, or if it's an event or the way they're raised that turns them into that like that kind of like breed it, like not breed it, that sounds gross, but like kind of made into a murderer.
Well, yeah,
And,
like
happened to make them that murder, like make them a murderer.
yeah, like traumatized.
I
yourself
think-
into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. To like shut off that, because basically it's got to like shut off that feeling of having actual empathy for a human. So like, because killing someone actually like
Bro,
in
is
movies
killing
they
people
make
bad?
the thing is in movies it's like they make killing look so easy, but like in real life, I'm not talking from real experience.
Tadhg.
Yeah, in real when
Let me
the
explain.
many times I've had to kill people, it's not as much as it's not as easy as they put it in the
Oh yeah,
movies.
You can't just pull
as
the
an
trigger
e-boy.
and shoot. Like if you're a sane person and you kill someone, like if you're just mentally
Tadhg,
okay,
I would argue
you don't have
that,
any problem
that
with
not
your
being able to
medicine.
kill people immediately for your own self-benefit is mentally insane.
Not being able to kill people immediately.
Yeah, because humans, for millions and for basically as long as we have been alive, have been murdering people in cold blood. Because
I
that's
couldn't,
just
though.
how we are.
But I could not. That would be horrible. I could
Well,
never imagine it.
I could easily. But it's less of people murdering is bad and all that.
Well,
We have developed a psychological block to kind of override our murderous tendencies.
well, it's kind of like
Yeah,
when.
well,
And depending on one's outlook, you can override the override.
but you
Isn't
could
it like?
sorry.
Oh, sorry. You go.
Continue. Okay.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
when you're pushed to do it, you might execute it without even just because a lot of murders have happened where they say I just got frustrated and did it. Like, so this is gonna be grim, but like when parents have like killed their kids or killed a baby because they shook it or beat it real hard. Oh my god, that sounds horrible. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean.
Nah,
Like,
I mean, it's
like that's
happened.
actually they're not insane. They're not like mentally unstable. It's literally just the fact that they lost their temper and their mind just went into like a primal state. Like I feel like that can happen too when human nature kicks in, when anger, or even when you're fighting for your life, you really don't care. You're just gonna kill someone. Or I guess like it can kind of kick into primal mode where you just like survive. I'll kill you and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think
Disregard for other human life.
yeah, because I think evolution. I think evolution in the human brain has created a sort of sense of like a
Empathy.
block to
Yeah,
wanna
exactly.
take another person's life.
Well,
I think you could argue that naturally maybe we will always have these like homicidal tendencies, but
Oh, of course.
I think through like societal like
Reconstruction.
Just it's especially for us since we have no connection to that whole idea of where we've had to like survive and
Yeah.
struggle.
We're a bunch of goddamn zoomers that
We've all
that
basically
shouldn't be
been born into
respected.
very nice.
yeah.
And, we haven't had to
No,
struggle.
I would
We
argue
never
the
had
complete
that,
opposite. It is incredibly psychologically easy to run up to someone to be attacked by a panther and to either die, kill it, or bleed to death. It is very hard to kill taxes.
Well, I think killing animals and killing people is different because you
Very
know
different. Yeah, it's
firsthand what it is to be in a human body.
Yeah.
You actually can empathize with that. Like things
Not
like,
to
and
say,
you
I
actually
mean,
like.
Killing
It's
like
exact-
a dog or something is still pretty. You
Yeah.
would have to be mentally
yeah,
ill
it's
at that
because,
point to
like-
still do that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
In the words of Munchie wears tiny hats. I love dogs, but if I felt like eating a dog burger, I would get my crowbar out.
Like
Jesus.
it's like with spiders, how you can just whack a spider and then just kind of go, "Oop, I killed the spider."
yeah.
And not really
actually,
worry
Whoopsie
about it.
daisy! I
Because-
committed mass murder.
But
I killed a spider today.
but it's like actually like when you actually put it in perspective, you just took the life of like a creature. You actually just like imagine you dying and like losing your life just like that, and that's exactly what happened to that spider. He was minding his own business, and you just ended his life like that. And it's because, well, one, we don't have a connection, one, we can't empathize with it, and one, we don't, because it's kind of weird when humans naturally, when something can express emotion through its face or like make, in a sense, even noise or like express emotion somehow, we automatically feel more for it because that's how humans work. We like, that's why we can't kill another human. Like, imagine holding a knife up to a little girl's throat and she starts crying. That's the worst thing. Like, that's really meant
for you, maybe.
Yeah, for me, I'm a nihilist. I, on the other hand, see society as it is.
I think listening to a Rick and Morty fan for 24 hours, I'd prefer killing the girl. Let's be honest. Just imagine that. Just put a knife to a girl's throat, and you just have to stay there for 24 hours while a Rick and Morty fan explains the intricacies of Rick and Morty. And the only way to leave early would be to kill the girl.
Dude,
I'm the Rick and Morty fan.
I'm sorry, little girl, but I'm not. I would snap. I'll kill everyone.
Okay,
we should do a Rick and Morty lecture.
It's like how.
Oh hell yeah! We should do a lecture on Pickle Rick.
Oh, just Pickle Rick. I could actually do that because I've watched a bunch of things and like read a bunch of things.
Hell yeah!
But and then it's like killing a dog is also extremely hard because dogs can actually like you see the emotion in their face, but it's like you actually like. Because you also see dogs and they're always so happy. And imagine just like ending the life of a dog. Like it's extremely hard to think about. Whereas like with a fish, it's like I can just kill that fish because they can't express emotion through their face.
I think in some sense,
the idea of expressing emotion is so connected to us humans, and that's actually how we feel for other people.
I think in some sense it's probably societal conditioning because we're around dogs and dogs aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Dogs are reliant on us.
Yeah, exactly.
Dogs are a useful tool to go hunting with. So it is bad for us if dogs die.
But I mean, looking at it from the lens of a 21st century person, because the idea of I guess potentially harming a bear and harming a dog is different, but it's only really different because dogs are like things that we're attached to,
really close to, yeah.
If we had pet bears, minus the fact that bears naturally often kill people. Well, I mean,
that's just because they're not. It's very hard to domesticate them.
Yeah,
you can take bears.
Yeah, of course, it's hard to domesticate a bear.
Well, because it's breeding, isn't it? We bred dogs from wolves to be house pets.
No, we just fed them bones.
It's okay, but it's like
that's how it works. Minecraft taught me that, guys.
Yeah,
that's how the world works.
You feed dogs bones, right, and then they like you.
Yeah, the little hearts come out. And
it's like how you have sex with the door, right? You do sex in the door. I wouldn't know I'm a virgin, so. Is that how it works? You sex in the door?
No, I think other people have sex with the door. I don't know if you can have sex.
Like you.
I mean, that's what Minecraft told me. So
you stand in between the door and you have sex. That's how it works, and then you just close it and open the door.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how you. I'm pretty sure that's used in the speedrunning in the pickup artist community as a speedrun tactic.
Okay.
Hey guys, today I'm going to my world record run
of having sex. This is Virgin percent. We're starting a new file, completely virgin game. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this roll of nachos in the starting area. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our cousin over there on the other side of the door. And then we're gonna keep trying to insert nachos into the underside of the door. And you see what will happen is we'll be taken into the mental asylum. This is really good. It's a really good skip for later on. So what we're going to do, once we get taken away to mental asylum, what we do is we scratch out an eldritch symbol onto the door, thus allowing us to travel between dimensions. That allows us to glitch back in time and fuck ourselves. That'll be a 3-minute run. I've gotten it down to 2 minutes, 58 seconds, and 32 milliseconds. Beat that, liberals.
Just heads up, time is when the nut comes out.
Oh.
No, I don't think that's good. I mean, speedrun.com says it's when you pull out, so
Anyway.
after the nut, so I don't know what website you're uploading your run to, so dude, you might want to get that checked.
To bring it all the way back to Joker, did you see that like movie theater that was like it was like a you could only watch Joker if you were with other people. They weren't letting people see it if they were going by themselves.
Oh no.
It's really weird.
It's because they hate the incels, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude, hell yeah.
Incels don't have friends.
Joker, good movie.
Incels are like regular cells. They duplicate. They clone themselves.
Guys.
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
Yes? Guys, funny next to the Nikes.
Is that funny?
Does Monkey Jones still make videos?
Yeah, he literally just made an new anime
Did he
review.
get back on YouTube, or is he still
He made
on
a
his
new channel.
website? Oh.
He made a new channel, yeah.
Yeah.
Simian Jones.
I
haven't kept up with it.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, bruh.
Monkey Jones has literally gone off the deep end.
He was my favorite. I loved him so much. And I just don't watch him anymore because I'm kind of just like...
Monkey Jones has actually become an incel psychopath that he always tried to meme himself out to be.
no. I feel like that would happen. Like, he slowly just...
No, he's been taking like antidepressants, and it's like, and his thing went up, and like all that shit with Asperger and Asperger's girlfriend happened, and he kind of started taking antidepressants, and he kind of just snapped.
But I
He just
needed to
became
watch
Monkey
his review
Jones
on the
instead of...
Bible.
You hate to see that happen, man.
Nah, I thought it was pretty funny, honestly.
It was that... the last video I watched was that one about Asperger.
Yeah.
With the whole, thing there. And that was like pretty
Yeah.
like, oh my.
Yeah.
Like, that was horrible. Like, I liked Asperger.
Asperger is just an incredibly emotionally unstable person, just like Monkey Jones. And,
Yeah, but Monkey doesn't, abuse.
no, he's just clinically depressed and is an alcoholic.
Yeah, well, I mean, so is a Kindale War, and he makes pretty epic videos.
Yeah, but a Kindale War is literally a mug of beer, so how is he gonna get drunk? Come on.
Well,
We all know that people's YouTube icons are literally spirit animals, and by using them you get powers related to what you choose.
well,
Yeah,
that-
guys, cats.
That's the thing.
That's
That's
bad.
the whole, like, he has that side effect of, like, oh man, I really,
My branding is
hate my-
alcoholism,
really hate-
so I...
yeah, like, I made my entire brand, related to my alcoholism. That's pretty good.
Oh, whoopsie daisy! Oh, how wacky! Looks like I'm gonna die of
Wow, guys.
liver disease.
Guys, my liver really...
Haha.
You wanna hear a joke?
Guys,
No.
I'm gaining weight rapidly, but... yeah.
Guys, it's funny because he said no when I said you wanna hear a joke.
Shut up, Connor, you don't run this goddamn...
Yeah,
I will soon, bucko.
stop! You're wrecking it.
I will soon, bucko. Turns out who's the fifth heir of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. That's it. I'm the fifth heir of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Why you... Don't leave Dimsdale out of this, man.
Welcome to the cum zone.
I'm sorry, sir, but we have to send you back into this chalk zone from which you came.
Chalk zone, don't worry.
I love the idea of the hell just being chalk zone.
Oh, I dropped my phone. Oof.
My
Watch
fault.
Big Mouth today. Like some of
Why?
Did
season.
you, did you watch the whole season?
I haven't seen season 2. I watched season 1. Then my brother was just watching.
Dude, I hate everything
And I
said
kinda
that
started watching
loud.
episode.
Dude,
Like,
I hate everything said Big Mouth was bad, so
Well, it
it's
is.
It's okay. It's bad.
yeah, but I
some
hate
parts make
everything.
me laugh. It's like how Family Guy makes.
I don't think. Well, 'cause the whole thing with Family Guy is that when taken out of context, it can be quite funny. But I don't think for the
when you just
purposes
ignore
that
the fact that
necessarily intended.
Yeah.
all the fact that cutaways are extremely just,
It's
unrelated.
the
and just
joke about cutaway, like the point of cutaways is that it's wow, look at this famous celebrity, and it's like a 10-second clip. It's funny because of how how XD random it is, but like on an actual comedy level.
The point of Family Guy cutaways is that they're easy to write.
Yeah. Wow.
I like the ones that are like clearly Seth MacFarlane just like being
Dunking
really
himself.
upset about like this one certain thing that no one cares about.
Yeah, that is good.
I was like, I've been like delaying making it because I have 2 things that I want to do for the chippdipp YouTube channel. I want to make 2 review series. One where I review all of the Pokemon movies, and one where I review all of the Total Drama incarnations.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna mute myself for a bit. Is that okay?
Yes.
That's fine.
I'll be back.
And it's been like in production hell for so long, and it's really annoying. Like I want to do it at some point, but I'm like, I have to take notes while watching movies. I can't do that.
Shut up, I did it through the entire first season of Log Horizon. That is true. And then Digibro came out with his Log Horizon analysis video, which basically summed up everything that I ever said about it. And it pissed me off, because it was Digibro who did it.
Yeah.
I felt like I got punched pretty hard.
Digibro shit.
Dude, classic FFP dunking on Digibro MLP.
Classic FFP moment. I feel like we have a clear agenda.
I think we have a clear anti-brony agenda. I mean that too, but also a clear anti-brony agenda.
Yeah.
I can't believe people still dislike bronies in like current day.
Well, I mean,
like they avidly say, "Ooh, bronies gross," and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, who is still a brony though? They all just moved on and became real furries.
Mad respect. That's because the description that I got from the PCP, who mostly used to be bronies, is that the entire My Little Pony community was this kids show that was usually very mediocre, had some very good moments in it, and it was fun to say, look at these good moments. And then everybody started reading too deep into things that didn't happen.
Well,
and that's how the community was formed.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow. I was gonna say something that I like completely went. Oh yeah. No, wait, hold up. So I've recently watched my sister beat the second South Park game.
Oh, the fractured my hole.
Yes.
Don't
26 difference.
remember that.
I watched
It was
her beat
actually
it.
really horrible because there's an end part where I do a little bit where it's me wanting to be a superhero. It's actually really childish, so I'm glad I didn't post it. Then I'm like, okay, guys, we're gonna be a superhero. So I'm like on my bed, getting ready to jump to fly. Then it was then gonna cut the footage of a dude falling a sky rise, but I got live leak footage of a man committing suicide.
Classic, bro. Nick Nocturne.
Dude, gore is funny. Gore is funny. Gore is funny.
I mean, God, the.
People unironically think that need to perish.
I mean, I've thought gore is funny at some point. I swear you have.
It depends on the level of gore. If it's like, it has to be something like that chicken zombie movie where it's just like so unbelievably like there's blood everywhere. It's like a meter of blood.
You just stare at entrails, like a man's entrails for a long time, Banjo.
Well, I'm just talking about. I've been in that thing where it's like, bro, edgy humor is so sick. You can't handle
I hate
my
those things.
such
I hate
edgy.
those accounts so much. I used to follow one, and I don't know why I did, where it was just videos of people dying and like.
Yeah, it's just like
all
how
the
is
ways,
that
and I'm
funny?
like-
It's just kind of. Oh god, now this is the real me. Now this is really too me IRL, full me IRL.
It's like, bro,
Like,
snowflakes, chill out, bro.
I'm just saying.
And I'm just like, this isn't funny.
It's supposed to be smart. There's supposed to be a build up and a punchline. And there's supposed to be actual parts that make you laugh. And it's got to be like layers of comedy, not just men died. Ha ha.
Men die.
Well, you could say
ha,
that.
I played music in back. Ha ha. He dead.
You can say that about anything,
But
really.
you could say that about like Zoomer comedy as well. That like there's supposed to be a build up
Well,
and a
that's Zoomer
punchline.
comedy. It's not.
But it's just technology bad.
It's just
Well, I mean,
no,
I like
I'm talking
those
about
random
Zoomer
things,
ones
random,
where
like-
it's all
Oh, yeah.
impact text memes.
I don't have a problem with shit posting because I think it's actually like shit post type comedy because I think it's funny. It's just when
I
you
don't like-
dedicate a whole account to just making lighthearted comedy. Well, it's not even funny of people dying. I just don't find that very.
I don't
entertaining.
like dank irony where the whole thing is that they just use like they're like so ahead of everyone and like I feel like they all just have a superiority complex because like
But don't you?
what?
Don't you all have a superiority complex, or is that just me?
No,
Above you all.
I have a huge inferiority complex.
Oh,
Bottoms be
that hit too close to home. I'm somehow both dumb and have an inferiority complex.
Alright, let's chill out before the FFP turns into children
Anyway,
out if they're
anyway.
doms or subs.
Anyway, you guys want to hear your horoscopes?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, Tadhg, what's your sign?
What horoscope, Virgo? I'm gonna just mute myself for a bit.
Uh-huh.
Tadhg, what's your sign? I need to read this out.
I'm Virgo.
Okay, thank you.
I think Tadhg's doing some like shady stuff in the background, eh?
Dad,
Yeah.
get out, Dad.
Your determination is incredibly strong today, and you'll have no problem whatsoever overcoming any minor setbacks that come your way. It's not necessarily what you're going to solve problems or even prevent them from happening in the first place. It's that your determined spirit will enable you to roll with the punches and take things as they come. Little problems I'm getting you like they used to, and it's the biggest sympathies coming from your life. I love how I'm reading and it's like you need to accept the small problems, and it's just Ty getting beat. It's just
Yeah.
actually getting beat.
That's what I call content.
Fucking A, dude. My favorite quote from Panty and Stocking. Fucking A.
When will
Wait,
Penny and
Copper,
Stocking
give me-
finally get back in Trigger's hands?
That's the day when I finally stop becoming impotent.
I'm still waiting.
God, one of the funniest things is just watching that scene of those Japanese actresses in that
What if they?
OVA just saying shit, fuck, motherfucker,
What if
just
they
that
just?
over and over again. It's great. I love it.
What if they just make like their own Panty and Stocking, where it's like, or it's obvious that it's meant to be a continuation, but they weren't allowed to use the characters because they're Gynaxes, so it's like
You mean a
knickers.
feather cop.
It's like knickers and like puffy socks.
Knickers and socks.
It's just socks.
Knickers and pantaloons. Oh my god, all the fucking Penny and Stocking characters are named after underwear, and I'm just imagining what a character called Pantaloons would look like.
It's a really inventive way to name your characters.
Brief is literally an e-boy.
I don't
Sorry,
know
guys,
about
I'm
that.
back.
I mean, the last episode it is confirmed that he is. It's just he is a loser who can't take care of himself, so he looks like shit.
Dude,
But
I'm
when you
just
put him in a suit
My
and tie
dad-
and just like make him wash his face,
I'm
he's
sorry.
like a proper e-boy.
Hey, Connor,
Okay, I'm
shut
just
up.
gonna go for a bit. I'll be back in a.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Sir.
not getting beaten, by the way. I'm fine. Everyone, I'm fine.
That sounds
Oh, yeah, we know you're
very
getting beaten.
abusive.
You're cooking meth.
Chicken McNugget.
Okay, everyone,
He's
say it
definitely
with
so
me.
now we can.
Clive McPalmer is a fatty McFuckhead. Alright, say it after me. Clive Palmer is a
punchline.
That works too well. Just Clive Palmer's existence is a punchline.
Just like the rest of the podcast is just like really awkward conversation with like a lot of silence. Just like so,
Yeah.
no,
You go. No, sorry.
Well, I was,
Dude, okay.
because I was just gonna say that because I had like.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, because I had a bagel the other day. I was just gonna talk about. And,
a bagel. Out of all the item chatter you could come up with, why is it a fucking bagel?
I was just, what do you think about bagels?
I think that comment if you think bagels are funny.
If you think bagels taste good, press 1.
Press 1 on your mobile devices.
Yeah.
If you think donuts are good, press 2. If you want any other options, press the 3 button, and one of our operatives will come in contact with you shortly.
If you worship if you're a member of the Catholic Church, press 4.
If you're a Scientologist, you don't have to press any buttons. You've already ascended past the need for numerals.
That's good. We should get in buddy with the Scientologist.
Oh yeah, like Ralph Sappy.
Yeah, and then
Yep. I got him. I love how you're like, yeah, like I'm wet.
famous
You really got.
Scientologist Ralph Seppi.
Creator of the famous movie Loveless.
Yeah.
We should tweet this entire podcast at Ralph and see just what if he reacts or not.
Dude, that moment when you're smoking a fat blunt.
No, sorry, dude. I can't condone weed. I can only condone the marijuana.
I can only condone crack.
I mean, it's not wrong.
What if we started like as a bit on like the podcast? We started talking about how we like run a crack den.
But then, since if we die in the game, we die in real life. It just is true.
No, yeah, but then, like, upon further investigation, like, we actually are running a crack den. There's just a bunch of, like, lighter noises and just, like, distant yelling in the background of all the future podcasts, and it's just like...
It's an LG.
Yeah.
we get no mind on it. We get no mind to come down to the and take off the police that there's a crack den here. Jesus.
Just like... we just... It's like, yeah, so... Just like lighter sounds and just like spoons clinging around everywhere. There's just like a thing just like just in the background.
There's like a really obvious cut as soon as police sirens come in.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we had some issues with the audio.
There's just like a gunshot in there every once in a while.
Dude, that's just like a real podcast. What do you mean? That's just a normal podcast.
Well, what if we
canonically I live in Detroit. That is now fact.
What if we started recording the FFPs out of Iran?
Wait, we weren't doing that already?
I mean, I wasn't. I thought.
And I wasn't. So then who's in Iran then?
Is someone in Iran right now?
Don't know, dude.
Cause
I think Iran is in Iran.
Well, I mean, Iran isn't really in Iran. Iran is Iran.
Dude.
Unless I don't know about Iran, that might be a city named Iran in Iran. I don't know enough.
I mean, I'm talking about the Minecraft city Iran. In the Minecraft area Iran in my Minecraft world. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't
dude.
think there is a country called Iran. There's only Australia and Poland. That's the only two countries that exist, dude.
You're right. Well, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that there's only two countries in existence.
Yeah, I forgot about the. Yeah, I kind of thought there was more countries. I didn't, because I forgot about the whole international merger when it was,
Basically, Foxtel actually bought several copies of South Sudan, as in they went to several alternate realities and bought South Sudan.
What, Fox?
And then yeah, Foxtel.
Nice.
As in the company Foxtel. Turns out they were working on alternate reality. Turns out they were Anyway, the Finance of Freddy's game comes out in like a week.
Which one?
The AR one. How do you feel about that?
God, there's too many Five Nights at Freddy's games.
My life is the DuckDuckGo of existence.
Just, we don't need this many Five Nights at Freddy's.
I like him. I like the aesthetic of Five Nights at Freddy's. I like the designs. I like the meta-ness of FNAF World. I think the gameplay is fun, and it's better than Slender.
Well, I mean,
We should do a let's play of like really fucking old horror games. We should do a let's play of
Jesus
Slender
Christ.
Rival.
Anyone listening would have just heard the Club Penguin store bleed into the audio because I'm playing Club Penguin right now.
Nice.
I love Club Penguin.
Dude, hell yeah. What's your account? Mine's Floppy Feet.
Oh, I went into the stupid CPF. I was going to the fishing thing. Yeah, so, I mean, that Joker movie, huh?
I haven't seen it, but it looks decent.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard that it's, like, super good.
Yeah, I think people just wanted a good Joker movie and they got it, so they're happy.
Well, I think watching it, I might have to kind of,
I might have to, pull out my inner persona, Doug Walker.
No, I might have to, I mean, yes, but I might have to...
I'm actually a Stan just being a nostalgia critic.
I might have to, like, lower the whole,
Holy shit, I'm imagining that. That is beautiful.
the whole ironic front that I have that, like, with the word, like, society. Because I feel like the movie would actually be, like, from what I've heard, it is, like, an actual piece of art around how society can change a person. But I feel like going into it, I'd just be like, we live in a society, ho ho, duh.
Oh, Joker me.
And so...
I only think that level Joker meme isn't funny. I only think those are funny when it's Peter Griffin in Joker costume.
The Ross from Friends with the Joker makeup.
Yeah, that's real. I love that image so much. It's just
Get a load of
check
this
out
society.
that. Get a load of this society. I love how we're just describing memes. We're like a Reddit channel.
I mean, on the on the episode with Max, we just looked at
But we narrated that one, like that's long paragraphs of just.
Well,
Poltina's massive food iconic.
But, like, we put that on screen.
Yeah, Poltina's massive food iconic.
Yeah, she did have one.
Me and Max played a game on Discord like a week ago, which was we would take turns posting Sonic OCs in the chat and see which one's the funniest.
Max told me about that, yeah.
It was so good. Max the Hedgehog was so good.
Well, when I search Banjo the Hedgehog, I just get like, I get like Banjo-Kazooie and Sonic mashup. So
yeah, no, it wasn't funny enough.
I didn't get any good ones because I don't have. I think the more normal your name is, the more it's gonna. Cause it's all
the funnier it is.
It's all just like kids who, obviously making self-insert. It's like
Yeah.
like
My
Jackson
favorite
the
one's
Hedgehog.
Connor the Hedgehog, not because it is inherently funny, but because it is part of a comic universe that includes a character called Hell the Hedgehog.
That's so epic. That's
Yeah.
like actually one of the sickest things I've ever heard.
It's just Hell the Hedgehog. And also Black the Hedgehog.
That's so sick. People should wake up on Club Penguin, bro. This game's still good.
Dude, Floppy Feet? Dude, hell yeah.
Have you ever seen what was it? Surf's Up? The movie? With the penguins?
No, I played the video game, no.
You never watched the movie? The sequel had John Cena in it.
Dude, no way, I haven't seen that video made by the YouTube creator, Stanley.
And what's it? There was also the Scooby-Doo cross WWE.
WWE. Yeah, the two of them. I've seen both of those. They're both good. My favorite one's the Kiss. My favorite one's the Kiss one, where they literally do a magical girl transformation. And all I can think about when rewatching that is, oh my god, Kiss are pulling up their stands.
When Daphne like called John Cena.
That was great. I still believe in the principle that the Jello Apocalypse principle that the better the title of a Scooby-Doo movie, the worse it'll be, and vice versa.
Dude, I haven't heard the word Jello Apocalypse in so long.
Yeah, he basically became irrelevant after he made that video about Drumpf.
Oh yeah. The Quentin.
When everyone said, who is he? Quentin Reviews. And then that's why Jello Apocalypse has to sell nudes on his Patreon.
I mean, you don't want to become Quinn Reviews though.
Quentin Reviews is funny though.
I think he was funny. I don't. He kind of became like a really dislikable person. I found.
He kind of looped back around for me to being. He's kind of like stuck his head out of his ass.
I mean, yeah, I haven't watched him in ages, but from what I've
I
seen
didn't watch him in ages, but I've watched him recently, and he's actually like he's back to how he was during his first couple of Doctor Who reviews.
Dude, what color puffle should I adopt?
Black.
I was actually thinking of that because I can do the minecart minigame with it.
Dude, hell yeah.
Although the brown puffle's pretty cool as well.
The new Sword Art Online Bridge came out, and I have a favorite quote from every episode. My favorite quote from the latest episode is, "My wife hits me while we have sex."
Nice. What should I name my black puffle? And I'm not gonna do any goddamn racist names.
You should name him something Asian.
That's racist.
You should name him George.
I'm gonna name him Hero, like from Big Hero 6.
That's racist, dude.
That's pretty racist.
That's
bro.
pretty Korean.
That's pretty cringe, bro. I can't believe you would do that. So, do you think
Characters who refer to themselves in the third person exclusively make me want to cap them? The only exception to that being the polar bear from We Bear Bears.
do you think?
Polar bear's okay.
Well, yeah, Ice Bear's epic.
Yeah, he is. I love him. It's a mad lad.
But I mean, Panda's pretty sick as well because he likes anime, and that's pretty
That
cool.
is true.
Because I also like anime.
You like anime?
When do you think we'll get to a point where the whole thing of like the oh my god blank referenced like some anime that like everyone has seen thing will stop? Because it's the whole thing where it's now that with people who make cartoons, they
were anime fans growing up.
Yeah, they all grew up with like anime. And people are like, oh my god, that's so insane. Like, Mao Mao referenced this anime. And it's like, well, yeah.
Mao Mao honestly looks really fucking good.
I haven't seen Mao Mao yet, but it looks like
is it out yet?
What, Mao
I only
Mao's
saw the trailers.
Mao Mao's been out for ages.
Dude, I need to fucking watch it. It seems like someone who came up with the idea of what if we put an anime protagonist into Care Bears. That's just the entire idea of it.
I did see that the creator, I think, confirmed that, like, I guess people were like shipping to like Mau characters, because shipping is inevitable, you know, whatever. And he was like, no, they are not together, and people like call them out on it. I saw a post that was like, we need more representation, especially in cartoons. And it's like,
And I'm like, why cartoons? That's like, if it's in cartoons, then it's less said because it's not It's even less of a depiction of a real relationship.
well, not even that. It's that we don't need more representation in cartoons.
Yeah, we need more representation of stuff like
cartoons are so like one of the biggest things right now. Shoehorning in LGBT representation. It's like, we have so many things now. OK Kyo has so many like same-sex couples have at you, and like Steven Universe's entire existence is lesbian. She-Ra just kind of sucks.
True. I can't exactly call you out on that, Chief. That is just kind of true.
Probably has some as well. It's like there's a lot.
The trade seems like it's going in, that direction.
There's so many cartoons now because it comes back to the creators, I guess. Like, again,
the majority of cartoonists are female. That is just kind of true.
Not even like the female. It's just like the kind of wave of people making shows are like all the people who
most artists are usually left-leaning. That is just true.
Yeah, and all those people who still like are those anime kind of fan people, because it's like, I guess, I don't know, it might be an assumption, but it kind of comes with it. A lot of those things.
You know what I want to see? In a cartoon? A takedown of nationalism.
Dude, I want to see unionism portrayed in gritty detail and a cartoon.
I want a villain that just is capitalism.
You see,
his name is just capitalism.
You see, the problem we're facing is that we're trying to unionize, but our bosses won't let us.
Mr. Government. That should be his name, Mr. Government.
Can you help us? And it's like a big meta.
Then they just say no.
It's just like a big meta joke in the entire thing where it's like, where it's just like the crew itself is just like, can you help us unionize, please? Oh God.
We're literally like going to die.
And the main characters are just like, of course I'll help you unionize. And then they learn all the wonders of unions.
And then there's a change of staff in the next season.
Yeah. And then surprisingly, and then weirdly enough, doesn't get renewed for another season.
Yeah.
You see that?
I want to see like an episode where it's just like the villain is just basically capitalism, and they defeat the bad guy and then nothing changes, but they pretend like it is. Like everything's been fixed.
It's probably like hella Russian. Hella Russian, things about that though.
Yeah.
They're just like, take down the capitalist, 50 American.
I will take 50 American chocolate.
And then, they're all like, finally our communist union is saved.
They got communist union featuring one person, just like in the most communist country of all, South Korea.
Yes, I love South Korea. I've been to South Korea. It's a nice place.
Me and the boys working on our webcomic after 10 years, and then getting drafted into the military and then being killed.
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes.
That just happened to the guy who was adapting over here into a manhwa. Just got drafted in the military, and was like, "Oh, guys, I won't be back for 2 years."
Well, yeah, because
And if he dies, it'll just never be continued.
in Korea, it's mandatory to do
Yeah.
military service.
Yeah, and I like.
That's why it's the whole thing where I know you don't follow BTS, but
No. Wait, BTS got drafted into the military?
well, yes, they have to. It's
I know, there's no exceptions, but
every
still.
K-pop star has to do their service. So I think starting
That
next
just-
year, their
Oh my
oldest
God.
Jin
I'm
is doing his service, and then they're like gradually phasing people out. It's like when they come back, so they have like a full plan for it.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm almost 10 levels away from the cap on the server. I don't know if it goes beyond that. Probably.
I'm playing a real MMO, so
Yeah, you're playing a real MMO, but I'm playing a real MMORPG.
I'm playing Club Penguin, which is a real game.
Nah. Club Penguin's a lifestyle. It's not a game, it's a lifestyle.
I miss like just playing Club Penguin all the time. Although I will say, what's great about Club Penguin being shut down is that free memberships.
That is true. But now we can't get videos of how to get free Club Penguin membership.
I know. Well, you can, but it's just sign up for Club Penguin rewritten.
Yeah,
and then
but it's
you have
not.
free
But it's not typing on Notepad.
Yeah.
We should do that, but for like how to hack into the government. I'm imagining like on the D where there's like a video of that. It's basically that, but just how to hack into the government. It's just on a date web. It's like, okay, I finally have a guide on how to hack into the Pentagon. It's just boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's just typing with Notepad. Okay, guys, today I'm going to show you how to get unlimited access into the Pentagon.
Just somewhere on like the dark web, it's just like I know how to get in, guys. Just follow my guy.
Follow my guide and make sure to like and subscribe.
Ugh. Dude, isn't it wild that HTML5 is like exists?
It's
pretty insane.
I love how we said the same punch at the exact same time because we are so unoriginal that we steal off each other through the time stream.
Bro, it's pretty wild, eh?
It is pretty wild that things exist.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but it's none. Yeah, but we need to do a let's play of Banjo Tooie.
I mean, maybe.
I'd do that.
Shouldn't
I want
we
to record some shit.
Shouldn't we play Banjo Kazooie first?
We play Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts first.
What if Banjo Kazooie has a Fire Emblem and Smash Bros effect? People just start. I mean, it won't.
Playing Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts.
No, people just start.
Dude, we need to play Banjo Pilot first, dude.
People just start recognizing Banjo Kazooie is the things from Smash Bros.
Oh no.
I mean, that won't happen, really. I mean, I guess
Banjo Kazooie is too much of a thing in the West. It's probably what happened in Japan, like what happened here.
There's probably
Everyone in Japan knows Fire Emblem, but there's like a ton of Japanese people that are like, oh yeah, from Smash Bros.
Well, yeah, a ton of people just in general think Fire Emblem, Smash Bros.
And I think a lot of Japanese people just like, Fire Emblem, Smash Bros.
I want to play Three Houses, but I also need to play other Fire Emblem games.
I want to play Three Houses, but I'm also fucking poor.
Because I had Awakening on my 3DS, but that's kind of in a
Today, guys,
thing.
I'm gonna do a guide on how to get welfare.
Okay, that's basically there's a funny story here. So, I a while ago I bought a 3DS XL, just a normal one.
Yeah.
For the purpose of putting custom firmware on it, so I could.
Oh yeah.
So I could do it because I already had one with custom
Emulated.
firmware, but I wanted to have a bigger one with custom firmware. So
Ah,
I
yeah.
used the same SD card that was in my existing custom firmware 3DS.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
It wasn't because I ended up bricking that 3DS XL And then now I haven't turned on my old 3DS because I'm scared it'll mess stuff up because it's like
No, it should still be fine.
but it's running Luma on its base thing, but it doesn't have an SD card, and I can't remember what the files were on it for. So it's like, so I don't know if it'll like brick it or something. So I'm just not gonna turn my old 3DS on until I get a.
I just want to point out, I have a quest item called Powder made out of turtle. It's used for taming turtles.
Why would you use turtle powder to tame the turtles?
I don't know, and that's just what I'm pointing out here.
That sounds counterproductive.
Also, I'm now level 50. I am 10 away
level?
from... I mean, technically, but it's more like I'm 10 levels away from the max level.
Oh.
But it's still pretty fucking good. I'm a spell sword.
Yeah. I need to do work on like my comic that I want to make.
I pretty much planned out my comic, I just haven't drawn it because I hate my drawing.
The thing is with my graphic novel series is that I feel like I made it after reading Scott Pilgrim, and as a result, it's like you look at it and it's like, oh, okay, so Asa is just Scott, and like Laurie is just Wallace, and it's like there's a lot of shared things, and I don't really know if I want to do that because it's like oh hello, because it's like did you make meth?
Yes. I mean, there's nothing bad with copying, but like, in my opinion, like I copied like a lot of Kirito and a lot of Chinese MCs and kind of fused them together to create what I'd like to call the MC, which is, you could call it a main rival. It's like halfway between a villain, a side character, a side hero, and a rival. It's like somewhere in between. It's like a real weird point.
Talking about.
What?
It's because you're not a real artist, Tadhg.
Leave me alone.
I was talking about my comic thing. So
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
because I was saying how a lot of the characters I have and like setups, since I made it right after reading Scott Pilgrim, it's just kind of like, oh hey, you know, Ace is just Scott and Laurie is just Wallace, etc., etc. And I might need to do some reworking in order to like make it a bit more of its own thing.
Oh, I get what you mean.
It's like the whole thing with Ace is that he's just like some kid whose parents don't live in the city that he's in, so he lives with like a family friend.
I feel like it can be very subconscious when you do that too, because you have that inspiration, but you're trying not to copy by like.
Yeah, well, because there's at least.
Because I did it with JoJo when I was trying to write comics. I like realized that a lot of my stories were like very just, oh, it's just JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha! At least I've written something original. I may not be a comic artist, but I am at least somewhat a writer.
I didn't notice Spinell on the Steven Universe Future thing. That's cool.
Wait, she's actually there? Oh,
She's on Yellow Diamond Shoulder.
Oh, I love that.
She's just chilling.
How do you feel about Obama?
That's, I guess.
How long do you think it's gonna go for, like that series?
I think it's gonna be something like the
I mean, didn't they say
Islands?
Didn't they say like,
Adventure Time series?
Well, no, Steven Universe Future is the continuation for Steven Universe.
Oh.
There is no Steven Universe season 6.
No, I thought it was more like it wouldn't take. It wasn't supposed to go for that long, like 6 full-hour episodes.
I doubt it. I would say most likely it would be a season or 2.
What?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
That makes sense to me.
I wouldn't say it would go for long because
I think it's going to be like a 3/4 season, if that makes sense.
I hope it doesn't go for long purely because Steven Universe ended really well.
Well, that movie was basically the wrap-up. That was what it was supposed to be.
That was the climax, and this is the epilogue, so I don't think they should be too long.
Not even, because it would have had a nice ending even without the movie when you think about it.
True.
Change Your Mind was a really good finale.
Yeah, it was.
And the movie was good, which is good. Like, it didn't ruin it or anything. But, I mean, it's kind of expected, I suppose, that it would treat it, like, go off the time skip, because it was, like...
It was a cool message to end on, like, you know, things don't just end. You're going to constantly be facing new challenges. There's no such thing as a happily... You can't just have it. That can't just be the end all be all thing.
Yeah.
There'll constantly be new challenges. Even when you're like fucking 80, you're still going to struggle and like have your challenge. You'll never, but that's the purpose of life, right? To overcome. But I mean, the epilogue's going to be cool because it will probably tie up things like, you know, Jasper.
Yeah, but how does that tie into the lore from the Steven Universe mobile game?
Yes, the most important thing on the canon.
Well, there's going to be a new
Tap the light,
which is supposed to be in between this time skip, which is in the time skip, like that period in between. So after Change Your Mind, but before the movie. Steven's still in his red shirt and stuff, and that's supposed to be.
That seems counterintuitive.
I like Steven's black shirt. It's pretty epic.
It's pretty edgy. Steven's fully gone faker, but I don't really think he's the fake one around here.
Because his dad used to wear a black one.
Yeah. It's a sign that he's starting to grow up.
It got like torn at the end of the SU movie, right?
Sorry, I didn't see. I only listened to remixes of Spinner's theme.
Oh.
I am sorry. I mean to see Steven Universe, but they're very long.
I'm excited for Jasper, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come back because I saw one of the things that shows up.
My favorite character is still Lapis. From when they originally planned to watch Steven Universe.
My favorite's probably, I don't know. I used to like be very heavy on Peridot being my favorite character.
I mean, if you like Peridot, you probably also think Carmen's the best South Park character. So.
No, I like Butters now. Butters.
The best South Park character is Clyde.
Clyde.
And y'all can't convince me otherwise.
I'm sorry, that wasn't very nice of me. There's bad language like that.
Oh my god. I can't believe
using such foul language.
I can't believe you. That's not very God-honoring.
Not very God-honoring of this Christian podcast.
Because we all know that the top priority of the FFP is...
the family-friendly podcast. This is the family-friendly podcast. Be family.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... I hope you do realize that from the start, it's been an ironic name.
I know.
What? No.
Yeah,
no,
what? What do you mean?
What do you mean? I thought this was a podcast where we talk about theology. And the mechanisms of the family.
We should just...
And we discuss Jordan Peterson's book on how to be a parent.
We could have a podcast for each like religion we talk about.
Yeah, we should start just doing like faith-based podcasts.
Because I believe in, but I also find just all religions interesting.
True.
Just people's perspectives, you know what I mean? On like what they think, and that's interesting to me. Like, what do Japanese people think? What do Indians think? You know what I mean?
Whatever they think, if it's not what I think, it's wrong.
Like, it's actually so interesting, and I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, this Book of Mormon, I got really then into researching stuff about Mormon because it just was that it was interesting. It's just like, wowie. I don't know.
Wowie.
Like, that's, you know, their belief system, and it's kind of cool. Because they have good, I'm not going to lie, some of the messages are very good, like, you know, because they have their amendments.
Dude, you're like hella cutting out, but I got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Just letting you know that you're not a real person.
But yeah, and it's like, you know, the messages being kind to everyone you come, like, and going on mission. Like, I still think that's them benefiting a lot, you know. That's cool.
I mean, I still tap
That's
into my
like-
chakras every day.
Because
How
I'm
do you
like,
think the
Yeah.
game's so hardcore?
I'm
I don't know about that.
I'm always tapping into my chakras, bro. 24/7.
but even that's like chakra. Even the idea of like demigods and stuff. That's cool. It's cool.
My mom got a
The
chakra
Greeks
reading.
had the best idea of gods. Changed my mind, and by that extension, the Romans, because the Romans just stole the homework.
My mom got a chakra reading at the at a festival.
What did it say?
What are chakras?
It was, I don't remember, but I remember like her creative one was really like out of sync. So she's like, "Oh my god, I need to like work on my creative stuff," and she started doing like macrame a lot.
But you know,
It depends. How is a chakra can be out of sync because it's too intense or too dull, too bright.
this is what I
Well, I
mean.
think the
though.
whole thing is just, it wasn't aligned. She was just trying to get it like in her body.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say,
That's what I mean.
the cool
A bright
aspect
chakra
is-
is out, and a dull chakra is like pushed in. You want to get it like sort of centered.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, you don't have to believe in. Like personally, I'm like, you don't have to believe in this stuff to do it, like, because it can actually like help, like, benefit you a lot if you.
Like
do
I
the type of-
meditate a shit ton, but I'm not religious at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like I meditate. I'm not like I'm religious. I believe in God and I like to pray, but I'm not definitely devoted and stuff like. But part of it is just it's sometimes just nice to find that type of solitude when you're doing it, and it can kind of like give you like an idea of that, you know, things can be okay, and it gives you an outlet, and it gives you good values in life. And it's just like, even if you don't believe in chakras, you could do a chakra and maybe like even just giving it a try and like finding out one of your chakras is not there. So then even working on it, and it might actually benefit your life for the better. Like it actually might make you go,
like,
huh.
I talk about chakra stuff like semi-ironically, but like whenever I meditate, I do like to imagine myself as using chakras because it's a good focal point. It's like when people say like they pray to God about what they want in their life to happen. It's like even if you believe in God or you don't believe in God, it's pretty much just like a way of saying this is what I want in my life to happen, and allows you to think about it. Like just
having faith that things can work out okay.
Yeah. Like in my opinion, religious people are inherently charismatic and are inherently better at life simply because they do the kamina. They believe in the you that believes in me.
Exactly. Well, it's because when you have faith, it's like
you have faith in someone who has faith in you.
Even when you are like down and stuff, if you have that belief that God still loves you, it's really hard to like beat you down and stuff because you in your end, well, God loves me, so that even when everything else seems against you, it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like very hard to be defeated. Like I try to keep that in my head now because I didn't play, but now when I get down, I have that idea, and it actually does make things a bit easier because I just go, well, God loves me. Jesus.
Yeah, that's more the idea of there's at least God loves you, and while I disagree with that notion because if God is a person who created heaven and hell, then no, it's just like an idea of if God created heaven or hell, then He doesn't like everyone.
Yeah, true that. I mean, I get.
If he liked everyone, there would just be a heaven, and he didn't like anyone, there'd just be a hell.
Well, because
also distinctly in the Old Testament, hell is exclusively like a burning pit. Like it is just you fall in it forever, and there's fire everywhere.
No, that's why
it's kind of like you're being a poo-poo head.
That's why Judaism is the ultimate religion.
Yeah,
there's no hell.
I just mean there's kind of a difference between being a big poo-poo head and then just being a person, and then bad things happening to you.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, religious ideals make it much easier to deal with negative things happening. Now,
exactly, yeah.
It's like because you can just say it's God's plan.
Focus point. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I feel like that can because like when I've decided
religion.
No,
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now.
Hold on.
But I'm not working. I'm doing another thing. Hi guys, welcome back to the the Procrastinators podcast. Today we're going to be talking about.
Hey, no, you can't
relationship.
do that. Stop. You don't let me do that.
Tag.
Since I've become more accepting of God, Jesus. Oh, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I've been able to like look at things, and when bad things do happen, it actually doesn't get me down as much as it does before. Because yeah, sure, I was like, let's work hard, but now I'm like further. I'm like, well, it's just the heart of God's plan, isn't it? Like even when I've gotten to arguments.
Sorry, my mom just keeps blasting Eminem in the background. So if you guys are wondering where that's from, that's from my mom.
That's
Like,
so
this is
sick.
personal, so I'm not gonna mention talk about them because this is like I shouldn't even be. But when I didn't even send them this message, but I was gonna say, in the end, God has a plan, and there's a reason the things happened, and you just need to accept that and be willing to change from it, and that just makes me feel better. Like everything can turn out okay.
Yeah,
To
Like,
be honest,
I find solitude in it.
if I was in a really dark place and someone who was trying to consult me said it's just God's plan,
then I would think God is a dick, and I would
be
try to kill him.
extremely upset at that person.
Well, I try to think he just puts these obstacles
I
in
would
your way.
say, wow,
I don't know.
this person really does not value me.
I get what you mean. I get what you could feel coming.
Yeah, they're just
Which is
using
why
this opportunity
I'm not-
where you're emotionally
Yeah,
vulnerable to
exactly.
show their religious
to-
idea,
Well, which is
which
exactly
is
why I never
accurate,
say
but
it.
also is a dick thing to do.
Because I'm just like, well, in the end, that won't find them solace because that's not what I
Yeah.
believe. So I'm not going to push what I believe onto
Yeah.
someone because that will never give them the satisfaction they need. So I'm going to tell them what they, what I like. Because
Like,
of course, I don't just think, oh, it's God's plan. I also think, well, shit, I have got to do something about this. I can't just sit on my ass. Like, yeah, God made this happen. Or, sometimes I go, forces made this happen. But I actually have to stand up and go, well, I'm going to make it change. I'm not just going to sit there on my little booty, like climate change. Like, some people can argue, oh, it's just God's plan. I'm like, no, bad things are happening. I'm just going to sit in my booty and hold it and just see what happens. I'm just going to go, I know there's an actual way I can change it, so let's just change it. Let's just do it.
I, for one, am an atheist.
I am an anti-theist.
I hate
Ooh,
the
you
stigma
like that word?
I hate the
You like
stigma
that
that
word,
comes with the
anti-theist?
word. I hate this thing that comes with the word atheist because it makes people
It makes you
assume-
feel like a fedora taker.
Yeah, like goddamn Reddit neckbeards that are like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
you're Christian? Ha, loser.
Atheist.
Yeah.
It's like,
Loser. But low-key, fun fact, atheists can baptize people.
Yeah, that's
yeah, well,
just a
'cause
pretty
anyone can
weird
baptize
idea.
anyone, right?
The atheist just has
True.
to have the intent to baptize them.
Yeah.
And to,
They just have to have the spiritual
say that-
energies aligned enough.
Dude, when do you
that
guys
lead to
baptize
the
me?
approval of the cosmos.
Baptize? I can actually explain baptism.
No, like, can someone just like baptize me? Because like,
I mean,
never-
Dude, we should make a
I
recording of
was
this. Ask
baptized.
like a
because
challenge,
I was never
going Christian.
baptized. All my
I could
family
become
were
your
baptized.
godfather.
I
Do
wasn't.
you want me to be your godfather?
Hell yeah.
Actually,
No, that's
I can be your godfather. I can be president.
I ain't gonna lie.
Loki, I could become your godfather if baptize you. I could be there with you.
Mhm.
Banjo, if you're doing a baptism, it's gotta be a ice bucket challenge gone Christian.
If my parents die,
'Cause I
all
can't-
my
No,
siblings go
Connor!
to their godparents.
Connor, you got it wrong. It's usually under the Catholic Church. I'm pretty sure baptism occurs.
Ty,
Because I was
Christianity is the it's the father. It's the sort of it's the big
I know it's
conglomerate of-
father.
Isn't Christianity is a blanket term?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because Catholic, because it's Roman Catholic.
Catholicism.
Ty, you were literally
is like-
being the neckbed. Actually,
Mormonism
it
is like a
was
branch.
232 episode of Star Trek.
It's like
Like we
with, like,
got
this-
said
Because
we
Mormons believe there's a third Bible,
Yeah, well,
so I shouldn't laugh.
and Jews believe
That's
that
what they
the
believe.
Bible ends
only
in the
one
Old
part of the Bible.
Testament. So
Yeah, exactly.
make up your mind, God.
Oh, shh. Be careful.
God,
I'm literally collecting cyanide in game. I just want to point that out. Continue.
that sounds
Be
so
careful.
epic.
Damn. This just became an epic religion podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but religion's
bro.
interesting. It's like a big.
It
It's
is very
religion's.
interesting.
Gun
Religion-
control and religion.
Yeah, religion is what people's answers to what is the meaning of life, what is the meaning of death, and what should you think about.
Well, yeah, and that's why, like, in the end, I'm like, people shouldn't attack each other over each other's religions because in the end, we're all gonna die anyway.
Yeah,
We're all gonna die anyway.
That's true.
Very
And
edgy.
after, like, I'm gonna be honest, after 1,000 years, no one's gonna remember you.
wild time,
So-
assumption much. My dick
So-
pics are still gonna be on the internet, and there's nothing you can do to
Okay.
stop me.
My Rule
After
34 account will
think about this,
always
after
be
30,000 years,
My Rule 34 account will outlast this civilization.
after 30,000 years, no one's gonna actually remember. So, what's the point of trying to push down other people's beliefs for how they want to live their life? Just let people live their lives with their belief system because it's gonna let them live their best.
I mean,
But that's the thing. Some people believe. A
Unless
lot of
unless
religions
somebody-
state
but-
or
Unless-
superimpose that they are the correct one.
Well, I mean, unless your religion is pushing you to then hurt a certain group of people,
the
then
the
parts where you
way
should be able.
Christianity exists to directly hunt other religions.
oh, it's like
That's in the Bible.
the way people choose to live their life can often also mean like being a huge misogynist, but that's what their religion states.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's,
yeah,
you know.
I mean,
So
as
it's
long
like,
as they don't,
goddamn, speak your
Well,
truth, but
it's like-
also like
it's hard to just like as long as you
Hate
don't
women.
people. Well, it's like I can't name him, but like one of our friends, we stop, and it's kind of like we'll just call him Aaron in this case.
Aaron.
I
So
actually
Aaron-
don't know who you're referring to, so
I think
continue. This isn't even like a sarcastic
Hold
remark.
on, I'll type it in the chat.
Dude, don't type in Alex, dude. That's racist.
Do you know who he is, Connor?
yeah,
We'll
I
just
mean I
call
kinda
him
got
Aaron
it
in
when
this-
you said I kinda got it
So
when you said
Aaron-
Aaron.
See, Aaron's a cool
Okay.
guy, right? He's Christian, right?
Is that it? He's
Christian.
Christian.
So weird.
But it's just
People don't even believe that I can shoot. Like, fuck, what the fuck? I'm a Kiwi, mate. Shoot to eat. Okay, anyway, I'm going to bed and, yeah, good night.
Good night, Mom.
I really embarrassed you.
No, it's really funny.
It's true. I can fucking bullseye it.
Bullseye. This is what I'm doing the podcast just for that. We just took the meaning of religion. We're doing it one of the friends, and he's among us. I'm a fucking kidding, man. Fucking beautiful.
I was like, where's that coming from?
Yeah, that was my mom. She's had like half a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Okay, liberal.
Let's
You think I can't fucking shoot a bullseye?
let's get back on religion.
Good night. Let's get back on
to the
religion.
Christians. They finally said it.
I can hit a fucking bullseye.
Amen, bro.
Zorudo. I keep having dreams that I'm deer, and I don't know why. Anyway, continue.
okay. Now you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah. I'm right.
Well, this
Yeah,
Aaron. So he's a nice guy. Like I like him, but sometimes he can just be a bit, ignorant in the sense. But it's because of his religion. It's like, but sometimes he's got to realize the line between where it's just being disrespectful towards people, even if you don't believe it. Sometimes you just need to be respectful towards that and accept it that's the way it's got to be. And maybe I should, just do what this person is, because in the end it's not actually hurting me. This Aaron guy said that him having to refer to someone by their actual pronouns is an impeachment of his free speech. So it's harming him.
But we don't have free speech in Australia.
Well,
exactly.
That is technically by definition true.
Really?
Yeah, but it's in the same way that, me being able to call you. It's in the same way that me not being me calling you a dumbass. I have free speech to say that. I have free speech to call you a she if I want.
Yeah.
So it comes. I guess
some people it can hurt them a lot if you.
Yeah. Well, it comes
actual pronouns.
It comes down to respect of other people.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. Really, in the end, yes, it's what you believe, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying he's not entitled, but he should think about what he's saying and the way he's going to use it, and the way he's going to use his opinion before he just starts, using it on people, because that can end up really hurting certain people. Personally, if it were me, I would not be hurt. Well, actually, how can I even relate? Because I've never had to go through this problem. Well, if certain things, if you were to say something about, I don't know, but I can't really talk about here, but I personally still wouldn't even be that hurt, because in the end, that's what he believes. And I'm just very good at shrugging, going, whatever, that's what you think. You don't really affect me. I know I have people that love me and stuff like that. And he probably would never do it to be disrespectful. He's just very narrow-minded, because even if it is your belief, there is a point in time where I think people should be a bit more open-minded about it, because we don't live in a world where everything's black and white anymore, or things were black and white, especially when, back in the old days, where it was literally towns and stuff were run by the church. The head of places was the church. The church decided things. We don't live in that society any. It's more political. It's about things like that. Actually, what am I even talking about? What? But I'm just saying that. Yeah, I don't know. Continue. Sorry.
To comment on the whole, I think, since, on the topic of this Aaron character, he is also kind of the type who, buys into, the stuff Ben Shapiro says and stuff.
Yeah, I can tell. I get what you mean. He buys in very much. He
don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he doesn't form his own opinions and doesn't. He just sees what he sees and decides that that's what must be right. Because he's stated very many times before that he's seen what politicians have said. He's seen what people like Ben Shapiro have said. And he kind of just uses that as his belief system. Whereas, personally, I decide that I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to look at multiple perspectives, whether it be Ben Shapiro, but then I'm going to look at the other side of the argument. Because in the end, it's about, if you really want to actually, the truth is, to people out there, if you really want to have an informed opinion and actually, in an argument, if you actually want to be actually have a good argument, a constructive one, a constructive debate, you can't just be stuck with your own idea, your own, what you've seen, and that's what you believe instantly. Because in the end, you're kind of just relaying what other people are saying. You're not really coming up with your own conclusions.
Yeah, it's the whole thing where I think anyway, a lot of people are kind of deterred off I guess calling themselves quote unquote left leaning purely because they've seen examples
The SJW are Marxists.
Some cultural Marxist SJW scum.
Rocking Mystery.
And they don't wanna,
I love Rocking Mystery so much. She's so good.
They don't want to, I guess, by extension associate with those characters.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, because very leftist, you can actually easily call out a bunch of people. I could, just everyday life, you could go, I'm going to use an example I'm with. the whole climate change movement, when people will post things about it and get all like, you can easily then just call them out and go, you don't actually have your own informed opinion about this. You're just posting this because everyone else is, and you just want to seem like a good person. Like,
That's what a cultural movement is.
And like, oh, have you actually ever shown up to a strike? Have you ever actually stated your own opinion on this? Whereas, like, I'm even going to, like, you guys, example, I've had conversations with you before, and you've all stated your own opinion. You have your own reason for, like, doing what you do, which is, like, the way it's supposed to be. Whereas there's so much majority of people that don't have their own opinions. They're just kind of following everyone else and going,
there's many personal theories that I have. And one of my second favorite, my first favorite being the insanity principle, which is what a person, no matter how quote unquote perfect they are, will always have a total good and bad traits that even out, whether it be in talent, personality, or anything like that. But my other favorite one is the fact that it is evolutionarily, it is easier to follow than it is to lead.
oh yeah, exactly. It's very easy to
because thinking, it consumes calories.
Well,
It's simple. Thinking is a hard exercise.
I've thought about
Well, of course.
I've thought about like the terms of like following and lead this thing, and it's like not in the terms of like following the masses or whatever, but more so about the whole like with, for example, stuff that tadhg's related to with climate change.
Like following like people like Greta Thunberg and stuff like that.
Well, just with the whole like, like
you need a standard bearer.
With the whole like associating with like the lot, I don't know. I guess the whole thing is because I think at some point I was in like a group chat for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Along, like, organizers and stuff, and I think for me, it's a lot easier for me to just follow you guys rather than take on like a role of, I guess, helping out with, not in terms of
authority,
helping out.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah. Well, you still have to clean up that day, but that was nice. But yeah, I get what you mean, because people like, well, sometimes it's even with certain things, like certain things you might be actually able to go, okay, I'm actually the leading position here. And some things, like, for example, with this podcast, you, Banjo, have taken the leading position podcast. You've chosen to lead it, in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we kind of just follow, which is like certain positions, people will be able to go, okay, I'm going to actually take a position of leadership here. And some people will go, actually, I'm more comfortable in just following, but I'm still going to, like, there's a difference between following, in a sense, I'm going to call it progressive following. And there's also, I guess, like unprogressive following, or like intuitive following and counterintuitive following. Intuitive following, I would say, following with your own reasons to follow, with your own opinion, and with your own facts to back yourself up.
I would argue the
for a fact, Banjo, you indeed very much have your own opinion to back up your reason for following. Whereas counterintuitive following are people who will follow, but they don't actually. But if you were to ask their reason for following, they could not give you a solid reason. They could not give you their own passion, because to really be passionate in something, you need your own. You can't just take someone else's reasons and make that the reason you're passionate. You need your own. Like, it's very hard to be passionate in something.
Even if that reason is to just become as good as someone else, or to catch up with someone else, or to just be around someone else.
Yeah,
that's exactly. A good enough reason.
As long as that's a reason. It's about something to drive you towards where
you cut out,
Wes.
Yeah.
If you're just mindlessly following, actually, that's what I should have called it, mindless following. Yeah. If you're just following a person, no actual,
conscious activity
process, you're just doing it. Yeah, herd mentality, exactly.
But it's not.
And many people will do that in protests. Like, there's a big problem where some people will join protests midway through and they don't even know what they're protesting. Like, people will do that all the time. They'll join a protest and they go, "Oh, this is what we're protesting for." Like, and
in my opinion, okay.
I actually find it disrespectful. Like, I would not do that if I didn't know what the issue was and I saw a protest occurring. I would not join in, even if I was a bit aware of it but was not passionate about it, and then I'm going to join it because it is wrong. Because I personally think that's not right, because I don't have the background. I don't have the background information to truly go, I'm going to, actually make an informed decision to join. It has to be an informed decision to follow. A choice to follow has to be informed. It can't just be I'm going to follow because I can.
True.
Well,
I would actually argue that being being a passive follower or a mindless follower is fine, and I think it is in fact good for people who are in charge. Because what a leader position is, it is a position of influence backed up by a combination of the elite and the regular. The elite are people who actively back behind you and spend some or a lot of their time actively debating and improving your forces. And then you have the serfs, if you will, the regular people who just, they just like it on Twitter. Now, I would argue that while one has obviously more value than the other, you also need to have some people that are just like, okay, alright. Like, you need to have some people that are just sort of...
Yeah, well, because I think you would see, because how many people showed up to, like, recent strike?
Area 51.
It was
That's a good example.
4,000.
4,000
people. So, yeah, of course, a percentage of that's going to be mindless followers.
Yeah, like, probably a lot amount of those people are people who just kind of follow this thing because they can.
I mean,
what they kind of... who they associate with and what they choose to follow kind of tells them to.
I mean, those events can be very good. Like, things like protests can be very good then for making the issue. Because, like, there's a reason, of course, we have people doing speech, having impactful where they're speaking with lots of emotion. It's so we can reach out to those people who are there maybe not with much passion, but are there still to, like, expand what they think and stuff. So that's still they can become very intuitive leaders. I mean followers, because them kind of opening up their minds to like what was there all along.
Isn't it wild how like formally Max always types out his Discord messages?
Yeah, it's honestly really funny.
He puts like commas and capitalizes them.
Yeah. And then he'll post stuff like, sit down, Neo, have I told you about the bite of AE7? I love that meme so much. It's an impact font meme about both the Matrix and Five Nights at Freddy's at the same time. It's the ultimate neckbeard, sort of like small child.
It's so meta, bro.
Bruh. Dude, if millennial zombies, instead of infecting people through biting people, they'd infect people through Twitter.
So if you could, so I don't know, I've been playing through Katana Zero. Good ass game, by the way.
Also, it seems like an actually good game.
In the game, there is this drug, that what it does is it lets you, like, slow down time, and, like, it makes you, like, epic. Makes you, like...
makes you Call of Duty.
This is Katana!
You have, like, sick reflexes and stuff, but it also means that, like, from what I gather anyway, I don't know, the plot gets kind of confusing. From what I gather, you can't die. Would you guys take it?
Yes.
No.
Good to hear. We don't need any further. We don't need any further elaboration. Good to hear.
No. Just don't back up our points. No.
Anyway, as I was saying, despite making up only 10% of the population, birds aren't real.
I mean, birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Did you follow that account?
Everyone knows.
Yeah, dude.
Birds aren't real. Okay, no, here's my theory. Pigeons, guess what?
The government drones.
They're actually just drones trying to spread disease, and that's how we're gonna like the
No,
government's
that's
trying to
the
kill us with
insurance, dude.
pigeons.
Why pigeons?
They're actually, because have you ever seen like a baby pigeon?
Have you even ever seen a bird, dude? They're not real. I haven't even seen it. All I've seen is
But how much disease do pigeons really spread?
bird flu to other pigeons, but not people.
Yeah, bird flu. That's
It's for
actually
immersion, dude. It's for
that's a
immersion.
genetically made disease. That's actually a made disease. I bet it's man-made bird flu.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
That's your
The
game
crackhead
theory?
conspiracy.
It's your game theory?
Damn, bro.
Damn, bro, we at it here for the deleted game theory PCP family-friendly podcast lecture. I liked that lecture. That was fun.
Can we please go on what is it? Can we please all go to the Joker, like see the Joker, but can we actually all go in full Joker face paint?
I'm down for that.
I just really want to see how people react.
We need to do an P. Griffin cosplay as well.
Like we all
It's
just
like
have
two levels. It's like two levels of
we all
cosplay.
just have the Joker makeup on as we come in. We're all in completely normal clothes, but we just have a full face of Joker makeup.
When you can you introduce me?
We just replace with verbs with society.
But damn, I just hate that this movie's getting like okay, I need to be empathetic and sympathetic towards the victims of the shooting that happened those few years ago when The Dark Knight Rises came out. But I'm just saying that yes, mate, that last shooting was, it was deemed to be, inspired by Heath Ledger. This movie is obviously going to inspire more people, especially with the amount of guns in it. But I'm just like, I don't.
But it's funny.
Well,
it's funny when people die.
It comes down to the whole thing where, are you willing to censor art for it?
Exactly. That's what I'm.
In terms of
that's what I'm
cultural backlash.
That's why it got me mad, because it's like it's art. You can't just are we stuck then we may as well just stop all art, because obviously art is gonna have an effect on people. Like Catcher in the Rye, just because one guy decided after reading that book that he's gonna go shoot someone, then suddenly we have to ban Catcher in the Rye now. Like yeah, they brought it back, which is great, and it's actually
I found the Spirit Crystal. That's cool.
But it's just people need
I
to
also found the Demon Portal. That's cool.
That's very nice.
We can't be blaming art
Thanks, Dad.
for the reasons people put acts of violence, unless I believe the only type of things that should be censored are the ones that are legitimately calling for actions of violence against people. Like if you're making a video and you're deliberately, hey, go outside, kill all these people, and like that. Like if I just started saying stuff about go outside right now, everyone, and kill Jewish people. Sorry, I don't actually mean that, but you know what I mean.
There's plenty of points that can be made with those sort of
deserves to be censored. It deserves to be censored because I'm calling out. I'm actually deliberately trying to attack these people and trying to rally people that are gonna go do that. And if I had enough, there'd at least be one person that would probably go, okay, I'm gonna do that. But part of that's not just because of my influence, it's also because of mental health, because no one in their right mind would say everyone go outside and kill a Jew and then go outside and kill a Jew. That's just, you'd have to also be just not mentally stable or hold a lot of hatred towards a neo-Nazi. Sorry, that's me ranting.
No, that's fine. Go off, sis.
Dude, it's the only content we have.
But it's I just don't understand the idea of going, let's censor this art, let's censor something this person created because it has gun violence in it. It has gun violence. Therefore, people are going to do gun violence. Well, just how about we do the next step and get rid of
I don't think people say you shouldn't censor art or you should censor art. I'm of the opinion that you can't censor art because the idea of art is so vague. Okay, you can censor a cartoon saying, making people hate Jewish people, right? You can censor propaganda. Can you censor just, someone saying, go kill Jewish people? Just someone walking around the neighborhood?
If they didn't rally people to do it, it's hard with context, because, say if it was a character talking to another character, and he told that character to go kill Jewish people, in a cartoon or something, in order to show that
It
would be
depends the
different.
intent behind it. Because that character might be a loser, or he might be a god.
I feel like if it's a call to action, or the cartoon's message was saying, "Hey, Jewish people suck. You should kill them." Like if the cartoon message was that, then and it wasn't ironic, and it was not done in a very ironic or like comedic manner, or not just ironic manner, then that's something that needs to be,
This guy doesn't
because
know
South
what irony
like
is.
like
Yeah.
I'm just saying South
But
Park
it's also
would do
that-
something. South Park would do something where it's like rallying people to kill Jews. That sounds like something would do, but they do it in such an ironic way that you could easily tell.
No,
Okay, it's
but Tadhg, there's a one situation which you haven't thought of, which is a character like Filthy Frank, not Joji, the character Filthy Frank,
yeah.
sincerely telling people to kill Jews. Like, what do you think of that? Because the whole
no,
point of
that's-
Filthy
What do you mean
That's-
sincerely?
that is
That's what I
the
mean, it's
character
irony.
Filthy Frank.
That's just another South Park situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what
If
I'm
it's
thinking.
irony,
If
it's supposed to be ironic.
in
It's supposed to be
character,
funny.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
And if it's not, and if it's very clear that it's not actually carrying across that message. Like, Joji wasn't going, "That's the message of my video. Go kill Jews, everyone."
But
It's
that's
different if
the
the
bit.
actual message of the video was, "Hey, everyone, kill Jews." Like that's different because it's actually like that's horrible because it's a call to action. Like if I made a video, just me sitting at my desk, super serious, just and I just was like, or I even did a little animation explaining killing Jews and stuff, and then kind of just it wasn't that irony. It had no irony to it. You couldn't tell that, and it was kind of just a very clear call to action. Like even in the description, I wrote, "Go kill some fucking Jews." Okay, this sounds horrible.
But no,
but,
this
like,
sounds like
no. Well, yeah.
that's a call to action. That I believe that should be censored because that's demanding that a race of people die and stuff on purpose. You're saying that on purpose. The Joker movie is not saying shoot people on purpose. The Joker movie is using guns and stuff because it's trying to capture that. It just helps it capture what it's trying to capture. A lot of like the whole idea of a city like falling apart and like a man, clearly going insane.
I think
Society.
I think there are like multiple things to look at with it because I think one you have to kind of have to see how I don't want to sound like a boomer or anything, but I think
shut up, boomer.
but I think people can
Shut
be
the F up.
because I think people can be overly sensitive.
Yeah.
Now
These SJWs.
I knew. That's why I said I don't.
You said it was a boomer thing to say, not a Ben Shapiro thing to say.
Yeah, well, because back in my day,
That's pretty Ben Shapiro of you.
because I think people are kind of throwing out the idea that audiences can comprehend things. It's like this whole trend of dumbing down cinema and dumbing down art because people just
let me
kind
explain
of
that. Let me explain that.
finish. Because people just kind of assume that people can't read into things more. People just assume that people won't catch, that audiences won't catch like underlying messages or like actual intent behind things. Alright, you may speak, Connor.
My point is this: why did they make the Transformers movies so retarded? Answer: it's so they can sell to China. This is the explanation. That's why they're dumbing everything down so they can sell overseas.
No, I'm not talking about from a media perspective, though. I'm talking about from a critic perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A perspective of someone who looks at art critically and is like, I guess, kind
Dude,
of
like the nostalgia critic?
Yeah, just like him, because people.
Sick. That's sick, dude. That's so cool.
They're just like, something can't carry, I guess, underlying like themes, because it's like,
yeah, I
in a
get what you mean.
way, saying this kind of story is off limits or this certain thing is off limits is not the best.
I definitely think like I definitely think that I somewhat agree with that. Like saying you shouldn't cover a rate topic if you're in an E-rated thing. Like, simply because you can't, like, the sort of topic you're talking about
Well, I don't mean
inherently
ratings,
needs...
I just mean artistic intention.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
still,
when
I'm
you're
talking
when you're
about...
dealing with children's entertainment, you have to think of what is appropriate for children. That's a
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
different thing.
Like, you shouldn't try to convey something that isn't... that you can't make kid-appropriate in a kid-appropriate way, which a lot of people try to do. Cough, Sonic says, cough.
Yeah, but Sonic Says is funny.
That's true. My favorite song is the one where he says don't tumble around in a dishwasher, and not a dishwasher, a laundry machine.
Yeah.
It just makes me remember that guy who has the world record for getting out of a washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog's a really good show.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear about Nostalgia Critic's new album?
What?
He did
What?
So I don't know if you're familiar with a little band by the name of Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd?
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with
What's
them.
Pink Floyd? Who's Pink Floyd?
I don't know if you're familiar with a little album by Pink Floyd known as The Wall.
No, what's that? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And a little
Yes,
movie that went along with it. Well, yeah, I guess like film and then album to go with it, and etc. So Nostalgia Critic recently did his interview on The Wall.
Interpretation.
And yeah, and I think I don't know why he's something about Doug. He's like very passionately
A retard.
hating. He really hates The Wall.
Why?
I don't really know. I didn't watch the reviews, probably because of really rash and stupid things, and because
But you know, maybe The Wall isn't so bad.
because he is not just a bad critic, but also someone who can't understand the most basic of metaphors. So,
But you know, maybe it isn't such a big pee-pee head.
so
I love that, and I love how he does that in every single one. He hates on it, but you know, and then he goes, you know, maybe it isn't so bad after all, and it's just alright.
But then, so after he did that, he also made an album to go along with like that video where he did covers. I think they were covers. I'm not actually too sure. They might have been like full parodies, but I have no idea. Of The Wall by Pink Floyd. And
I've just seen. I haven't seen it. Like I haven't physically seen the I haven't listened to it, but I've seen the cover of it. It's just it's Doug Walker punching through the wall, and I'm just like,
yeah,
yes.
It's well, it's
a
not so
masterpiece.
good, is it?
It's an absolute masterpiece.
Do we have anything else to say? Because we are racking up 2 hours on this episode, and I feel like
Jesus, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah,
It's been 2 hours. Well, I was off for...
Yeah, we were off for a little while. It's been
But still,
a good amount of time on this one.
I got to drop in.
I mean, it'll be a bit shorter in thing because I'll have to cut out stuff, but you know.
Yeah, but still, it's still, you know.
I won't have to cut out too much, but I will have to cut out some things that aren't
The Liberal government.
best. Yeah, man.
Sorry, add that in there.
Just add in a quick Liberal government.
The Liberal government.
Yeah, this can be a good thing. Unless you all have anything else to add.
No.
Greta Thunberg rules.
She's kind of a dumbass, ain't gonna lie.
I'm not.
Hey, she's got Asperger's like you, idiot.
Yeah, but she's got it stronger than me. So dunked on.
Ooh, she's just her power level's higher.
Yeah,
Greta, I'm so sorry. I'm just joking. Like, I can make jokes about this.
I can make jokes about this because I am retarded. Get dunked on, you retard. My cousin has cerebral palsy.
Okay, she's actually like someone I look up to. And...
Yeah, she's alright, I guess. She does good things, but she doesn't really understand the topic she's talking about.
What are you talking about?
She doesn't understand the complexities of climate change, but that's fine. It's not that much of a complex issue in the first place.
Because she doesn't need to. She's a young...
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's pretty
The fact that she's so passionate means she's such a good flag bearer, you know? She's such a good, face for the climate change movement.
Yeah.
I just think it's pretty epic that, because of like I guess agendas of people in power. The whole
Yeah.
idea of this leader for the climate change thing has been pushed on. Wasn't
A
she like
small
14
autistic
when she
child.
started doing it?
Yeah, small autistic child. Yeah.
Which is
The
pretty
suppression by the liberal government.
epic.
Honestly, it's pretty aesthetic.
Well, I'm gonna end this with a quick follow my Twitter.
Zinger.
That's the zinger.
Anyway.
Follow my Twitter page. Twitter.com/chippdipp.
Watch the entirety of all of the Nostalgia Critic movies. That's my ending.
And then mine is send in your
Dick pics.
fan art of Professor Veminous and Boxman to my email.
Robo-Taxi@yahoo.com.
We will
Yahoo.com.
the family friendly podcast will exclusively link only NSFW fan art of us.
I don't
Do ones of Creepy Cat with Professor Veminous.
Yes.
Yes.
It'd be epic.
I would love that.
Techni with Bella Delphine, but she's 70 years old.
Okay, well,
That's my pairing.
goodbye, children.
And also chipped it with himself.
Guys, just remember, where's Joe?
I hate saying, like, goodbye.
Joe Dada.
That makes me feel like I'm, like, some cool YouTuber, man.
It's like, why frown when the sun goes down? If you awake in the morning to such nice sounds. When the nighttime creeps, well, your eyes might weep. But that's moonlight trying to find nice people.